We are driven by the search for better, but when it comes to hiring, the best way to hire isn't to search for a candidate at all. So don't search, match with Indeed. If you need to hire, then you need Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors, according to Indeed data, and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. So ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging so you can connect with candidates faster. And listeners of the show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/manifest. Just go to Indeed.com/manifest right now and support our show by saying that you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/manifest. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed. Selling a little or a lot? Shopify helps you do your thing however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage to the first real life store stage, all the way to, oh my God, I just hit 1 million orders stage, Shopify is there to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell everywhere. From their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system, wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify has got you covered. Shopify's award-winning help is there to support your success every step of the way, because businesses that grow, grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/manifest, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/manifest now to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/manifest. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Manifest with Tori DeSimone. I'm your host, Tori DeSimone, and today we are back with a solo episode for one that I personally really need this week. This episode is all about how to stay grounded this summer. I don't know about you guys, but for me, the summer is without a doubt my busiest time of year. And there's tons of reasons why. And I think a lot of us feel really busy in the summer. There's a lot of pressure to go out on the weekends, to go somewhere, or, the days are longer. So it's easy to want to go do more things, and you can only pour so much from your cup until you empty your cup. And once you have an empty cup, you can't pour from it anymore. So I think it's really easy to spread ourselves incredibly thin and feel either burnt out or exhausted. And we just need to ground ourselves. And I have compiled 7 tips that I have been trying to implement. And honestly, this episode is a big reminder to myself to implement these strategies throughout the summer so that I stay grounded and wholesome and not burnt out, because a burnout could totally happen if I don't ground myself. And I'm giving these tips to you guys as well. So I also feel like as we transition from working adults, it can at times feel like it's just all work and no play. And that's not always a fun way to live our lives. So I also just hope that at the base of this episode as well, these tips will help you disconnect from work, enjoy your summer, and not lose yourself in the process of hustling and working and being a working girl. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And at the end of the episode, if you want some life updates and just like girly chit chat, FaceTime talk, just stay for the end, and I'll do some life updates at the end of the episode. So let's just get into my 7 tips that I have for staying grounded this summer. The first tip is to explore hobbies. Now, look, I know I talk a lot about hobbies on the show, but I think it's really important to have hobbies that completely disconnect you from anything that reminds you of work. For me, my actual work day, like leaving the studios in the summertime, ends when the classes are done, right? So when class is done, I close up the studio, and by noon every day, like there's physically nowhere for me to be when it comes to my workplace. However, when I'm on my phone or my laptop or my iPad, actually not my iPad, thankfully, but my phone and my laptop specifically are very work centered, meaning I have my phone where anyone can get a hold of me if, shifts need to be covered or just like random stuff comes up. You know what I mean? People can get a hold of me. Same with my laptop. Like just as I was setting up to record this episode, I was like, let me just check my email really quick. And then, 20 minutes later, here we are. So these things happen. So finding hobbies that completely disconnect you from anything work related or anything that even reminds you of work. So for me, that includes anything off of a screen, like movies, TV. I don't want it. I want to find something fulfilling and enriching that is not at all work related and has nothing to do with the screen and literally pulls me out of the mind space of work. So we just talked about this on Friday's episode of Let Me Call My Mom, which is a podcast my mom and I have. I love it. It's so much fun. But we were talking about some hobbies on there and she had some really good tips. So go listen to that episode. But I will also summarize in this one as well. The tips and some hobbies that I want to look into this summer. The first one is fishing. My dad fishes and I just think I would like it, but I joke that I don't think I would like touching the bait or touching the fish. So I guess what I really just want to do is sit on the boat and just have like a rod in or like a line in the water. I don't really know. I don't really want to catch anything. I just want to sit on the boat, which maybe that's really what the end goal here is. But there's something about being out on the water that's really calming and just a really good disconnect and can be very meditative, I'm hoping, and just calming of the mind. So that's something that I want to get into. Another hobby that I loved last summer that I'm excited to get back into this summer is pickleball. It is such a fun sport and there's a reason a lot of people love it. I think it's an easy sport to be good at. And when you're good at something, you want to do it more. We're natural human beings. We like being good at things, and being naturally good at pickleball, I think, comes easy to a lot of people. So it really is a lot of fun and it's a fun game and it's a fun workout too. It's a good form of movement. Another thing my mom suggested was drawing. I used to love drawing when I was in middle school. So that would be really nice to, get a sketchbook and some pencils and just sketch and just draw. I think that would be really, really fun. So just exploring some hobbies that have nothing to do with a screen, nothing to do with work, and just completely disconnect you. My dad just got really into gardening. He's been planting a ton of flowers. They look absolutely beautiful. And now we get to look at these gorgeous flowers on the porch. Cooking, baking is another really great example. Plus, then you get to eat it afterwards. And it's like win-win. That's super fun. So just finding hobbies to disconnect from work, even if it's 30 minutes of your day, I think is really, really important. The second tip that I have is to schedule downtime, just like how you will schedule workouts, meetings, calls, your commute to work, your commute home, when you're at work, hangouts with friends, happy hours, birthday parties, things like that. I also think it's just as important to schedule downtime, and whether that means time with yourself or downtime with other people that bring you peace, having that time for you and only you is really, really important and super necessary when it comes to staying grounded and honoring that time as well. Literally putting it in your calendar and committing to it. Knowing that, let's say you block off 7 to 8 p.m. 2 nights a week. And if someone asks you to dinner or to do something, like you say no, like this, I'm busy during that time. And that's enough. That's all you have to say. So honoring your downtime and scheduling the downtime. For me, super important. And also on that downtime to not be on a freaking screen. I can't even tell you guys, like I'm so over looking at screens right now. I want to never look at one again a day in my life. Okay, number 3. Use what you got and romanticize the routines and things that you already do every day. What I mean by this, when you take a shower, really romanticize the shower. Like linger for an extra minute if you have to. Even if let's say you don't have the time to linger in the shower, maybe you just take a few deep breaths while you're in there. You can still move fast if you have to, but can you just breathe and can you just experience the shower and feel the water on your face and, lathering the soap in your hair and just the gorgeous smells that come from a shower, can you just relish in the shower and lavish in it, and just really romanticize that moment that you have that you already do once a day? Can you bring it up a notch just with a shift of the mindset? Another thing, eating. Instead of eating on the go, can you make 5 minutes of your day to sit down and eat? Or would you wait the extra 30 minutes to eat if it meant you could sit down for 20 minutes to eat your food rather than eat it like in the car on the go? Another thing, putting on lotion after a shower. I know that sometimes like I'm in a rush and I'm like, I just won't lotion today. It's fine. But then I always regret it because then my skin is dry and you know how that goes. So just taking the time to just rub lotion in and just romanticizing that, right? And just being like, this is really, really nice. And I'm really pampering myself in this moment and it feels really good. I think that's really important. Getting ready. We get ready every day, whether we know it or not, even if it's just changing our clothes. Or today I just like slicked my hair back into a ponytail and just did a little bit of L'Oreal Glow Lumi drops. Just while I did that, I put on the toast and it was just so nice to have a 10-minute getting ready session to myself that just felt totally girly and nice and fun. So I think that was really, really important to me. And it's something that I'm already doing. So can I just romanticize that and make it more for me? So romanticizing the routines and the things that you already do every day. Number 4, finding mindless activities. Now, again, for me, I want nothing to do with the screen. I think it's just like this phase that I'm in right now where I'm like, I can't get these things far enough away from me because they just remind me of work and all these things that I have to do. And I know what I have to do. I don't need to be constantly reminded of it. So finding mindless activities such as listening to podcasts that are just like junky, trashy background noise that are fun and lighthearted and things that I don't need to like be deep in thought and be like, oh, am I getting my morning sunlight? Or how should I be a better leader? These thought provoking conversations that I do enjoy listening to, but when I'm trying to get grounded and come back to reality and plant my feet in this earth, that's another tip, to actually go outside and ground. Such an amazing tip. But sometimes when I hear things I should be doing, it doesn't help me. So hearing mindless things on podcasts do help me, and it helps me disconnect. So some of my favorite podcasts for that, number 1 is Let Me Call My Mom, which is a podcast with me and my mom. I'll link it below. I love the toast. You guys know I'm a huge toaster. I love the toast. And they are like my go-tos. So I love, love, love the toast. I love Therapists with Jake Shane. I think his are so funny and really awesome. I love Gals on the Go, Brooke and Danielle. They are my girls. You guys know I love them. I love House Guest with Kenzie Elizabeth. I love, let's see, what else do I love? I love Happy Hour with Gretchen Garrity. I love Brooke and Connor Make a Podcast. I love Insanely Chill with Cody Ko. I love Chicks in the Office. I love What We Said. I love Shannon Ford's Probably a Podcast. I love Bravo reality TV show podcast. I love Juicy Scoop. I love Not Skinny But Not Fat. Like, I love The Skinny Confidential. I'm a big podcast consumer because I like getting my mind taken away from what's going on in work or in my real life or what's happening on the universe that is our screens, which is so crazy that like we literally live an external world and then a whole second world on our screens, on our phones. It's so wild. So finding mindless activities like podcasting that just get my mind off of that is really nice. Pairing that either with a walk or it's been nicer out, so I've been laying up on the rooftop deck and just getting, trying to get some color. You won't be able to tell from this video because I'm still so pale, but I'm going to go out after this and try it again. But just doing anything like that just gives me that mindless activity Also, I've been really falling in love with audiobooks because it's been really nice to just disconnect and listen to a fiction audiobook and just listen to a story, a fake story that normally will make me feel good. It's just really, really nice. I'll normally listen to an audiobook when the toast is either not out yet or I listen to that episode of the toast. I feel like the toast is like my constant, and then it's what do I do before the toast comes out or what do I do after the toast has been listened to for the day? That's when I will go in and listen to an audiobook. So right now I'm listening to Part of Your World, and it's so good. And my mom recommended that to me. You guys know she's a huge reader and she loved the book. So I'm currently reading that and it's perfect. It's exactly what I'm looking for. The fifth tip that I have is to wake up earlier to have time for a slower paced morning. Now, this also I want to caveat with the fact that with waking up earlier, just to have a slower morning means that I want to go to bed earlier, so I'm still getting the same amount of sleep. I find that I'm going to sleep around 9 p.m. these days, and I'm waking up around 5. I wake up at 5:25 for my first alarm, and then I have a second alarm for 5:30, and then I'm up at 5:30. And what I do is I really just give myself time to have a slow, relaxing morning so that I don't just wake up and jump up and get ready to go to work. And then I feel like that consumes my whole day. When I have the time to just linger in the morning and just take my time and gently wake up and naturally wake up, I find that my day feels a lot more grounded. And I feel like I've had the morning to myself, even if I never get out of bed. That's okay. It's okay to literally not get out of bed until I'm ready to go to the studio or I'm ready to begin my work for the day or do whatever it is that I'm doing that day. It's really nice to just linger in the bed. Today, I read a little bit of the book that I'm currently reading, which is a book from Jocko. I think it's called Leadership Strategies and Tactics. And that was a great read in the morning. In the morning, I tend to like that stuff, but like later on in the day, like right now, it's about 4 p.m. I'm just kind of fatigued from like self-help stuff. So I'm like, I can't wait to go lay up on the grill and listen to the toast. And then after that, I'm going to listen to my audiobook. So, things like that I really just want to disconnect from. But this morning I read that book. What else did I do? I love the New York Times connections, mini crossword, Wordle, things like that. Like those little mind games are also really fun in the morning. Meditating in the morning is fantastic. Journaling is fantastic. Morning sunlight is really great. But there's no wrong way to have a slow paced morning. Just do whatever feels good for you in the moment. But I find just waking up earlier to have that slow paced morning is really nice. Normally I'll wake up, like I said, at 5:30. And then I don't actually get out of bed until about 6:45. So just that hour and 15 minutes to just do whatever I want is really, really, really nice. But like I said, I make sure that I get that sleep the night before so that I'm not losing sleep. If I'm really tired, I'll sleep during that hour and 15 minutes and then get up when I have to, and then just romanticize my 30-minute getting ready routine, with changing, showering, washing my hair, washing my face, listening to a podcast or an audiobook or things like that. Okay, number 6, get fun things on the calendar to look forward to. This is super, super fun. So I love doing this. Just gather some fun activities with your friends. See what's coming to town this summer. Are there concerts? Are there festivals? Can you book like a boat day? Can you book a happy hour? Can you book a dinner reservation? Can you join a run club and go once a week? There's so much to look for and so much to look out for in the summertime that I think it's a really great idea to have things on your calendar to look forward to, even if what you're looking forward to is downtime, because to me, that's fun. So I know that for the summer, like my friend's birthday, she's throwing herself a birthday party. So I have that to look forward to. My friend booked a boat for the 4th of July. So I have that to look forward to. Excuse me, I'm like talking way too fast. So I have that to look forward to. There's tons of things that you can add onto your calendar to look forward to. And I think that gives working a lot of hope, and it also just makes it feel like you're not all work and no play, and it just disconnects you from, I am a human that is living a life, and it will be more fun to live a life rather than just like wake up to work and like live to work. You know what I mean? Like we work to live, we don't live to work. So just having things on the calendar to look forward to will ground you and will also give you that motivation of like, I got this, and like life will be normal again. And that feels really nice. And then finally, my last tip is to give yourself permission to be done with work and to set a boundary with yourself, with your emails, with your texts, and with your thoughts. And remind yourself to snap out of it. I don't know about you, but I could always find something to do when it comes to working. I could always make an Instagram post or switch out a few shifts or update the schedule or make a newsletter, or like there's always something I could find myself doing. Edit a video, make a podcast. There's always something I could find myself doing, always. So the abundance of work is not the issue at hand. It's actually creating the boundary to step away from work and be a human being again. So setting that boundary for yourself, like today, when I'm done recording this podcast episode, there are definitely things that I could do tonight that need to get done like this week, but I'm not going to do it today because I am mentally exhausted, physically exhausted, and I need to disconnect. I know that if I disconnect tonight for the rest of the night, it's going to be so much better for tomorrow and for Friday. And that's what I need. Like I need to disconnect to carry myself through the rest of the willpower that I need to finish out the week or whatever your thought process is. It's so important to set that boundary with yourself and with your texts and with your emails. You can set on your phone do not disturb to certain people at certain hours. I don't have this on my phone, but if you did, you could always set certain apps to do not disturb, certain people to do not disturb. Like once 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock hits, anything work related, it's do not disturb or things like that. I also know some people that will close their laptop and literally like hide it and put it away so that it's out of their room, it's out of their line of sight. They don't see it. I think that's a great tip. But also with your thoughts, it is really easy in your mind to remind yourself of, oh, I should do this. It's only going to take 5 seconds, so let me just do it really quick. Because what happens is that snowballs, and then that goes into another task and another task. And then before you know it, you then finish your tasks. Maybe, hopefully you finish your tasks, but then you have to like bring yourself out of that headspace once again. And that takes time to integrate out of the work mode. So it's reminding yourself to snap out of it and to stay out of it. It's kind of like when we complain, we have to remind ourselves to turn that complaint into gratitude. Like right now I could say, I'm really tired from my studios. And then the gratitude is, I'm really grateful that I have 3 studios. Like that is amazing. And it's that shift of the mindset, right? It's the same thing with setting boundaries with your thoughts. You could say, oh, I should do that. Actually, I'm not going to. It can be done tomorrow. Things like that. Snapping yourself out of it and remaining strong in the boundaries that you're instilling in your work-life balance. And that will keep you really, really grounded. So those are the 7 tips that I have. Explore hobbies, schedule downtime, use what you got / romanticize the routines and things that you do every day. Find mindless activities. Wake up earlier to have a slow-paced morning. Get fun things on the calendar to look forward to, and give yourself permission to be done with the work and set the boundary with yourself and reinforce the boundary. So those are my tips for staying grounded this summer. Now let's get on to some fun little life updates, if you will. So we are driven by the search for better, but when it comes to hiring, the best way to hire isn't to search for a candidate at all. So don't search, match with Indeed. If you need to hire, then you need Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors, according to Indeed data, and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. So ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging so you can connect with candidates faster. And Indeed doesn't just help you hire faster. 93% of employers agree that Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites, according to a recent Indeed survey. I love Indeed. When it comes to hiring for my businesses, I know exactly what I'm looking for, and I don't want to spend time going through interviews of people that don't really meet the criteria. That's why every time I need a job, I go on Indeed, say exactly what it is that I'm looking for, and they send me the right people every single time. And then my hardest decision is actually choosing who I want to hire because everyone is overqualified. Leveraging over 140 million qualifications and preferences every day, Indeed's matching engine is constantly learning from your preferences. So the more that you use Indeed, the better it gets. Join more than 3.5 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast. And listeners of the show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/manifest. Just go to Indeed.com/manifest right now and support our show by saying that you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/manifest. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed. With this week being so busy, hydration is at the top of my priority list. If I want to make sure that I am staying grounded, I need to make sure that I am staying hydrated. That is where Liquid IV is the best thing I can possibly do for myself. I love having Liquid IV with me everywhere because not only does it romanticize the mundane and routine of drinking water, because it spices it up with some fun, delicious flavors like pear or sugar-free white peach, sugar-free green grape, strawberry lemonade, lemon lime, but it's also just super convenient. So the way that I like to have Liquid IV is I'll always have sticks with me and I just tear it open, pour it in either a 16-ounce cup of water or in my Owala. I just shake my water bottle and then I get to enjoy not only a delicious tasting water, but intense hydration that my body so desperately needs. Liquid IV is the #1 powered hydration brand in America. They have 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink. It's so easy. You just tear, pour, live more. 1 stick and 16 ounces of water hydrates you better than water alone. 8 vitamins and nutrients. It's non-GMO. It's free of gluten, dairy, and soy, and it has no artificial colors or sweeteners. They have 4 delicious sugar-free flavors. White peach is my personal favorite, but they also have green grape, raspberry melon, and lemon lime. They have a 0 sugar hydration solution with no artificial sweeteners, which is clinically tested to hydrate more than water alone. Turn your ordinary water into extraordinary hydration with Liquid IV. Get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV when you go to liquidiv.com and use code MANIFEST at checkout. That's 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code MANIFEST at liquidiv.com. Selling a little or a lot? Shopify helps you do your thing however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage to the first real life store stage, all the way to, oh my God, I just hit 1 million orders stage, Shopify is there to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell everywhere. From their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system, wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify has got you covered. Shopify helps turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout, 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms. And sell more with less effort thanks to Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. Shopify, I knew, was the site for me to sell the Manifest planners on because I wanted a website that was really sleek, really professional looking, and really user-friendly on both my side and the customer side. And Shopify was the perfect choice, and I could not be happier with choosing them. I also knew that I made the right decision because Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the US, which is huge, you guys. They are the global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Some of the top biggest brands use Shopify because that's how good they are. Shopify's award-winning help is there to support your success every step of the way because businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/manifest, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/manifest now to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/manifest. when it comes to the life updates of things, you guys will notice that I'm talking a lot about working, and that's just because this week is community week, and community week means that it is one of my busiest weeks down here at the Jersey Shore. This past Monday to Friday, which is now a week ago when you guys are listening to this, which, by the way, if you're listening on Memorial Day, happy Memorial Day. That means that I have free classes all this week, and it has been incredible, like nothing short of incredible. It's been so amazing, and I can't even believe the turnout that we've had. It's just been so wonderful. So I'm really grateful. There's tons of work, and it's been really, really nice, but definitely hard to disconnect. So that's why this for me right now is really, really important. So I'm at the shore for the summer. My studios are open. That's been really amazing. And I've been loving it. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've kind of had a little bit of a YouTube comeback. Okay. I have been posting twice a week on YouTube, and it's been really fun. I've been doing vlogs. I've been doing makeup tutorials. It's been really nice. I would love to keep up the 2 a week cadence. This week it's testing that a little bit just because I'm really, really busy this week. So I might not get 2 out like next week, but I'm going to try my best, and I really do want to showcase what life is like down here because I talk about it a lot, but I don't always show it, and I want to be better at showing it. So I'm definitely going to try my best, and let me know what you guys want to see on YouTube. It's been really nice to connect with you guys again on YouTube. So I've been enjoying that. I also wanted to mention that I do have a podcast with my mom. I know I've talked about it a few times this episode, but it's been so much fun and so nice and really special to have that time with my mom each week to just sit down and talk. We just podcasted for like 2 hours, and it's just been really, really nice. So that's Let Me Call My Mom podcast. It's currently only on Spotify and YouTube. I'm trying to get it on Apple Podcasts, but Apple is giving me such a hard time getting that show up on Apple. So for the time being, it's just Spotify and YouTube. I am working on Apple, but if anyone's looking to sign a new podcast, let us know, and then they can handle it. But that's been really fun and a great way to disconnect. But lastly, okay, I kind of have to, I don't want to go back on something that I've said, but I do want to make a statement about something I said about Summer House, okay? I made an episode a few weeks ago about Lindsay on Summer House. I think it was like the end of April, and I was like, I don't like Lindsay. I've never liked Lindsay. No one can ever change my mind. I still don't think Lindsay's my kind of girl. I don't think we would meet and hit it off. I just think she and I are different. We're just cut from different cloths, and that's okay. That's what makes the world go round. With that being said, I do think she is not as crazy as Carl's making her sound in a lot of what's going on in Summer House. And I just have to say, I'm loving the side of Lindsay that we're seeing. Carl is like, I'm talking like the latter half of the season, because the first half was really rough and not a good look for Lindsay. I was very team Carl. Now I'm team like I see both sides. Here's the thing. I think the whole career conversation with Carl of him being like, I want to go back to Loverboy, and Lindsay just simply asking the questions like, why do you want to go back if you said it wasn't good? And him being like, I just want you to support me. That is such a valid question for Lindsay to ask Carl. It's not a crazy thing. And honestly, if my boyfriend quit his job and then went back to the same job a year later, it's not that I wouldn't support him. I would simply just ask the exact same question, which is what Lindsay did of, well, you said this, has that changed? And then for Carl to get so defensive, he's just projecting. It's clearly just like such an insecurity of his that he's projecting onto Lindsay. And he's like expecting a certain outcome from her when she was like really calm and collected. And the only reason that she got mad was because how he was reacting to her. So like, I get that. Like, I was totally on her side for that fight. I was like, I would have asked the exact same question. I think it's very justified. Now, I did completely have a switch up, though, with Carl, where I was like, oh, like, you lost me, Carl. When he made the comment about the PowerPoint and she was like, now you're mocking me. And he was like, I am mocking you. That was mean. Like, that was straight up mean. Like, this is someone that you're supposed to love, right? And you're supposed to marry. And that was mean. That was mean. love isn't supposed to be mean, and it's not supposed to be this like mocking game. I didn't like that at all. And it made me really look at Carl differently. Like when Lindsay said the comment, like, you guys don't see the Carl that I see behind closed doors. True, we don't. But we can only go off what we do know. And what I at least have seen and assumed from what I've seen is that he's changed a lot. And I think now he's just like a very rational, communicative human being. But when he said that comment, I was like, oh my God, that was mean. That was mean. You don't talk to someone you love like that. Like, you don't mock them and you don't say mean remarks. Sure, you can like bicker with your significant other. I think that's normal. But when you're getting mean like that, I was so like grossed out by him in that moment. I was like, I see what she means when she says like we don't see a side of him. So that really turned me off from Carl, and it's really made me look at Lindsay a lot differently. And I never thought I would say that, but I should have known when Paige DeSorbo was like, I think we got it wrong. That was my indication that I should have known, because Paige speaks for us all. So I just had to say my summer house thoughts. I could have like a whole podcast on Bravo. I won't, but I could, just because I love talking about Bravo so much. But those are my life updates. I don't really have too much. And if I'm being totally honest, I am a bit fatigued with talking for the day. I taught 2 classes this morning, which were fabulous. I just did a 2-hour podcast with my mom, which was fabulous. And I have this podcast, which I love this podcast so much. But I think my voice is a little bit done for the day, if I'm being totally honest. So I'm going to wrap this up. I love you guys. Happy Manifest Monday. Happy Memorial Day. Stay tuned for the upcoming weeks. I have some really exciting guests for Intrusive Thoughts. I would love to know who you guys want to see on Intrusive Thoughts, but I know the next 2 guests that I have coming up you will love. So the way that I have it planned out is I'm going to have a guest, a solo episode, and then another guest, and then another solo episode. But I'm really excited, and I think you guys will love them. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Manifest with Tori DeSimone. Be sure to rate the podcast 5 stars. It helps the show so much. Put it on your story. Share it with a friend. I love you guys, and I will see you all in next week's episode. Bye, guys. With this week being so busy, hydration is at the top of my priority list. If I want to make sure that I am staying grounded, I need to make sure that I am staying hydrated. That is where Liquid IV is the best thing I can possibly do for myself. I love having Liquid IV with me everywhere, because not only does it romanticize the mundane and routine of drinking water, because it spices it up with some fun, delicious flavors like pear or sugar-free white peach, sugar-free green grape, strawberry lemonade, lemon lime, but it's also just super convenient. So the way that I like to have Liquid IV is I'll always have sticks with me, and I just tear it open, pour it in either a 16-ounce cup of water or in my Owala. I just shake my water bottle, and then I get to enjoy not only a delicious tasting water, but intense hydration that my body so desperately needs. Liquid IV is the #1 powered hydration brand in America. They have 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink. It's so easy. You just tear, pour, live more. 1 stick and 16 ounces of water hydrates you better than water alone. 8 vitamins and nutrients. It's non-GMO. It's free of gluten, dairy, and soy, and it has no artificial colors or sweeteners. They have 4 delicious sugar-free flavors. White peach is my personal favorite, but they also have green grape, raspberry melon, and lemon lime. They have a 0 sugar hydration solution with no artificial sweeteners, which is clinically tested to hydrate more than water alone. Turn your ordinary water into extraordinary hydration with Liquid IV. Get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV when you go to liquidiv.com and use code MANIFEST at checkout. That's 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code MANIFEST at liquidiv.com.